Hello, welcome back to Britain's in History. Me, Ross. I'm doing some more work on King Arthur Conspiracy, which will be good on pre-sale very soon. Now, one of the interesting things in this is looking at all the evidence, old evidence, for King Arthur making journeys. Obviously got Maddock, who's the admiral, and then Gwenon going over with Arthur. It's very important. Now, one of the things mentioned right back in the introduction of the book has fascinated me for a long time, and I'm interested to see what people think about it. And what it is a reference here to someone called E.G.R. Taylor, writing in 1956, citing documents, a correspondence between John Dee and Mercator. This is weird, because from Wilson and Blackett's work here, John Dee was Queen Elizabeth I's mathematician and necromancer. I dread to think what that involved. What a thought that is. Anyway, the point was that when they were planning the trips and everything, putting the maps together, Mercator was requesting maps from the British records, the Welsh records, for the journeys that they'd made, obviously, before. Because how could Columbus have a map? You know, how could these people have maps to somewhere they hadn't actually been there before? Anyway, with the wonders of the internet, I'm now able to find this extract from the book. So this is what E.G.R. Taylor writes. You can read that yourself. Pause the video. Just a bit of background, really. This is the text here. I hope it's big enough for you to see it. So it goes quickly. In this matter of discovery in hand, and chiefly of these most northerly countries and isles, has caused me since the last year to send it to diverse places beyond the sea, and to men there in our age rightfully esteemed, to wit, in their honest philosopher and mathematician George.h.nash Mercator. Now, this is an interesting one as well, because as Wilson and Blackett explain, I wasn't aware of it, Gerard Kramer, K-R-E-M-E-R, is the name for Mercator. Now have a close look at that as well, the way the word's written. It's not a word at all, it's Merca, and then like a slash, Tor. Like the slash up there, look. Mercator. Maybe it's two words, Mercator. Actually, like that actually means something, you can read that. Anyway, diverging. The point I want to make is, there's also in the Welsh triads, there's references to King Arthur voyaging around Scandinavia, Greenland, which I think the Isles they're referring to, possibly even Iceland. And one of the things that strikes me every time I think about this is that there have been some ships found, obviously, in Scandinavia, and they're always considered to be the original Scandinavian ships. And then if anything slightly similar is found in Britain, that's always assumed that it must be a Scandinavian sailing down to Britain, because Britain's, you know, incapable of anything in history, and there's no way that the boats found in Scandinavia or other places could be British. If they're similar, they must be foreign. It's like nothing comes out of Britain, stuff only comes in. It's weird. And it got me thinking about it. Now, the other thing, which I'm hoping for some help on, I'd like to try and find this, is that in here, these things always check out to Wilson and Blackett references, but it takes a lot of time sometimes. Right, in this letter, it'd be great to find the rest of this letter, wouldn't it? Just before I do that, just quickly let you know that interesting person, this Eva Germaine Remington Taylor. So she was an English geographer and historian of science, the first woman to hold an academic chair of geography in the United Kingdom. So she's very esteemed and respectable, and the book's 1956, so you've got to give some you know, recognition to that book as being a reference. It would be good, what I'd really like to do is find the original Mercator correspondence, if anyone can find that. Obviously not the 1577 manuscripts, but, you know, a PDF or something like that would be brilliant. And the other thing I'd like to find out, it says in here, in this letter, Mercator cited sources showing that some 4,000 descendants of survivors of members of a supposedly lost expedition led by King Arthur still survived in America, and the proof was that 8 of these descendants had arrived at the court of the King of Norway in AD 1354. Now that's 138 years before Columbus, and they were coming back from America after being there who knows how long. So that would be great. So if you can find anything about that, please let me know. And I'm also just, we've got to change our whole mindset that if two things similar are found two places, they automatically come into Britain. And the other one is there's good evidence to show that the settlement in Nova Scotia, right up in northeast America, that's been shown now to be quite ancient, and it's obviously Viking. Might not be Viking at all. That could be British as well. So keep your mind open on these things, and more updates and short videos as we go along. So until next time, best wishes from me, Heather.